The dynastic battles for the English crown between the House of Lancaster, represented by the Red Rose, and the House of York, represented by the White Rose, were known as the Wars of the Roses. But this went beyond a simple power battle. You'd be on the edge of your seat as it told a tragic romance story full of betrayal, ambition, and unexpected turns. We will learn the truth about the Wars of the Roses in this movie, including the pivotal conflicts that determined the destiny of entire countries and the fabled individuals who fought and perished for the throne. So come along as we examine the Wars of the Roses if you're prepared to travel back in time to a time when knights and monarchs ruled the land. However, take caution, once you step into this fascinating and treacherous realm, you might not want to leave. Welcome to Core Touch, where we delve into the mysteries of history. Today, we're exploring one of the bloodiest and most dramatic conflicts in English history, the Wars of the Roses. The 100 Years' War was a protracted battle involving France and England. It harmed England's economy and depleted its resources. England's weak king, King Henry VI, was readily swayed by his counselors. Both the common people and the nobles were greatly displeased with them as a result of their ineptitude and corruption. Now enter Richard, Duke of York, a strong nobleman who is a legitimate heir. He saw King Henry's shortcomings as a chance to take the throne for himself. Richard, Duke of York, started to push his claim to reign amid mounting unrest and discontent with the monarchy, which led to strife and violence. Let's examine the effects of the 100 Years' War on the English economy before moving on to the Wars of the Roses. England's economy was left in a vulnerable position as a result of the protracted battle with France, which depleted its reserves and tax base. Moving on, it's critical to draw attention to King Henry VI's and his advisors' shortcomings. Due to his mental instability, King Henry VI was susceptible to manipulation by anyone around him. Due to the incompetence and corruption of his advisors, the realm was not successfully governed, which caused great dissatisfaction among both the nobles and the common people. Let us now present Richard, Duke of York, a pivotal figure in the events leading up to the Wars of the Roses. Since Richard, Duke of York, was descended from Edward III, he had a right to the English crown. Richard saw a chance to establish his own claim to the throne and effect change in the country when he observed King Henry VI's reign to be unstable and his counselors to be incompetent. Let us first discuss some of the major battles and events that shaped the outcome of the Wars of the Roses. One of the bloodiest battles ever fought on English soil took place in 1461 when the forces of the House of York, led by Edward, Duke of York, later Edward IV, faced off against the forces of the House of Lancaster. The Yorkists prevailed, securing Edward's claim to the throne. The Battle of Barnet, fought in 1471, comes next. In this conflict, Edward IV's Yorkists decisively defeated the Lancastrians. It led to the demise of important Lancastrian ally Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, and solidified Edward's throne position. The course of the Wars of the Roses was significantly shaped by these conflicts as well as significant occasions like the assassination of Richard, Duke of York, and the accession of Edward IV to the throne. They altered English history irrevocably and decided the future of the monarchy in England. Let's examine what transpired when the dust cleared on this turbulent chapter in English history before discussing the Wars of the Roses' legacy. Despite the conclusion of the Wars of the Roses, their influence persisted. Following Richard III's defeat at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485, the Tudors emerged as the dominant dynasty. After triumphing and establishing the Tudor dynasty, Henry Tudor, after known as Henry VII, put an end to decades of civil conflict and instability. There was a period of comparatively calm and stable conditions in England during Henry VI's reign. In order to provide the groundwork for his successor's wealthy reigns, Henry sought to fortify the monarchy and revive the economy. Nonetheless, the political and social climate of England was significantly impacted by the Wars of the Roses. Rival aristocratic families' power conflicts have caused instability in the realm, resulting in great pain and turmoil. The centralized government that would define the Tudor era was made possible by the Wars of the Roses, which also increased the monarchy's power and diminished that of the nobles. In conclusion, even though the Tudor dynasty brought an end to the Wars of the Roses, their influence persisted for decades afterward, influencing the development of English history. In this video, we've explored the dramatic and tumultuous history of the Wars of the Roses. From the bitter rivalries between the houses of Lancaster and York to the blood-soaked battlefields of Towton, Barnet, and Bosworth Field, this was a period of conflict and upheaval that shaped the course of English history. We've discussed the impact of the 100 Years' War on England's economy, the weaknesses of King Henry VI and his advisors, and the rise of Richard, Duke of York, as a challenger to the throne. We've also examined key battles and events, such as the Battle of Towton and the execution of Richard, Duke of York, that determined the outcome of the wars. But the legacy of the Wars of the Roses extends far beyond the battlefield. The rise of the Tudor dynasty under Henry VII brought an end to decades of civil war and ushered in a new era of stability and prosperity for England. Yet, the scars of the wars remained, shaping the political and social landscape of England for centuries to come. As we reflect on this turbulent chapter in history, we're left with a thought-provoking question. How might the course of English history have been different if the Wars of the Roses had never been fought? If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update from Core Touch. Thanks for watching.